guys, Katie Benty here with CBS 12 News. For those of you who don't know, starting October 1st, dozens of laws are going to be going into play here in Florida. And I want to go through a couple of these with you because they are pretty interesting. We have a long list already on our website, CBS12.com, so you can check it out. But I want to start up here. Stricter penalties for fleeing law enforcement, kind of self-explanatory, but it's basically saying you don't want to elude law enforcement. They're going to be toughening down on that. Troopers law is one of my personal favorites. I've heard Governor DeSantis talk a lot about this. This was an awful incident that did happen here in Florida where a man was evacuating for a natural disaster and had tied up his dog to a fence before he left. And so this basically makes it a felony to do that in any sort of natural disaster incident. So moving down here, Tristin Murphy Act, which basically addresses, how mentally ill individuals are going to be treated in the criminal justice system. Really important. And here it says it was named after a 37-year-old man with schizophrenia who actually died by committing suicide after being incarcerated for just a minor offense. They're also cracking down on police impersonation. So this has to do with tampering with license plates, anything with having, fake red and blue lights spinning on your car. Repeat DUI and homicide offenses, so increasing the penalties for that. When it comes to even boating under the influence, manslaughter, obviously just really important to have these in play. Protecting children from predators. There's a lot of laws that have to do with human trafficking, predators, deep fakes, revenge porn, all of that sort of thing. This is kind of a loophole incident. Basically closing up the loopholes. I think at first it was dealing with luring children into a place, and now this one covers if you're luring children out of a place, maybe you're luring them out of their home. That'll cover that. Flood risk disclosure for renters, so important. This requires landlords to let you know if you're in a flood risk zone or if there was any sort of past flooding incidents. You don't want to be buying or renting a home that had that sort of situation happen and you just have no idea. And there was, I guess, a little bit of like a hazy zone where some landlords got away with not letting their renters know. Safeguarding judges and court officials, utility worker protection. This raises the penalties for assault or battery against utility workers. Death penalty for child sex trafficking. This is a huge one. This is basically for sex traffickers convicted of trafficking children under the age of 12 who are mentally incapacitated, punishable by the death penalty, which is going to be one of the most severe responses to human trafficking in the entire state history. But there are so many. I think there's 28 laws going into effect starting October 1st. But you can go through a lot of these in depth, and we have a lot of links. All of that is already on our website, CBS12.com. Go check it out.